Hey guys, so in today's video, I will be taking you through the steps of action potential. Step 1 will be the resting membrane potential, also known as the resting neuron. First, it will start with the neuron at rest, which will have an overall charge on the inside of negative 70 millivolts. The sodium-potassium pump creates polarization. 2 potassium in the cell equals 3 sodium out of the cell. More sodium on the outside means that it will be negative on the inside. Step 2 will be rapid depolarization. Depolarization means to make it positive. This will consist of neurotransmitters that are released from the presynaptic cell to bind to the receptors of the postsynaptic cell. Once they have binded in the chemically gated channel, it allows for sodium to enter the cell. The positive influx will stimulate voltage-gated receptors to open on neighboring channels along the length of the axon. As sodium rushes into the cell, the inside of the cell increases in charge. The new charge will now be negative 55 millivolts. Step 3 is repolarization. Repolarization means to make it negative again. Now that the cell is overcrowded with positive charge, potassium channels are going to open, allowing potassium and sodium to exit the cell. This all occurs around 40 millivolts. As the positive charges leave, it occurs in a wave-like form along the length of the axon. This restores the charge, but the ions have switched spots. The last step, step 4, is hyperpolarization, and this means it's going to become overly negative. A larger amount of potassium starts to exit the cell. It creates a safeguard so it keeps our body from sending a second stimuli too soon. To get everything back to normal, the sodium-potassium pump is pumping potassium back into the cell and sodium out of the cell. This will now bring it back to the normal charge of negative 70 millivolts.
Thanks for watching.